All right. If you would please find out it says proportions and percents review. This is really your focus on finance review. This is everything all at once. Okay. A restaurant bill is $85. Calculate a 20% tip. Okay. So my bill is $85 and I want to know 20% tip. So my part is unknown. My total is $85 and my percent is 20. Now there are two ways that you guys can solve this. You can either use your part over whole is equal to percent over 100, or you can use your equation, part is equal to percent times the whole. And I'm going to use the equation. So I'm going to say part is equal to percent times the whole. Now remember, percent has to be written as a decimal. So 20% as a decimal is 0.2. So part is equal to 0.2 times 85. So 85 times 0.2. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 1 more is 17. Now I have a 1 place value behind the decimal, so my decimal gets moved 1 time to the left to give me $17 is my tip. Sorry, $17 is my tip. All right, what if I wanted to leave a 15% tip instead of a 20% tip? How much would that be? So my part is still unknown. My total is still 85. And my percentage changed from 20 to 15, which 15% is 0.15. So part is equal to percent times the whole. Part is equal to 0.15 times 85. So 85 times 0.15. 5 times 5 is 25, carry the 2. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 2 more is 42. Done with the 5, placeholder. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 8 is 8. And I'm going to add these numbers up together. 5 plus 0 is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. 8 plus 4 is 12. And I have 2 place values, so I'm going to go 2 times to the left to get my part is equal to $12.75. $12.75. All right. Set up a proportion and solve for the unknown percent. Okay, so I've got to find my percent here. All right, so Kimberly got 3 problems wrong on a test of 25 questions. What percent is the question did she get correct? All right, so I've got part, whole, and percent. Well, I know that I'm solving for percent. I know there are 25 total questions, and I got 3 of them wrong. Okay, so what percent of the test what percent of the questions did she get correct? She got 3 problems wrong. Scratch that. Let me ask this question. She got 3 problems wrong on 25 questions. I want to know, what did she get correct? So how many questions did she get correct? So I'm going to do 25 minus 3 because I got 3 problems wrong on 25 questions. Meaning I got 22 questions correct. That's my part. Because I want to know what percent did she get correct. So what is her grade? So I'm going to use this proportion right here. Part over whole equals percent over 100. Well, 22 over 25 is equal to x over 100. 25 goes into 100 4 times. What I do on bottom, I must do on top. So I'm going to have 22 times 4. Well, 4 times 2 is 8. Meaning she got 88% questions correct on her test. All right, number 3, 1 serving of pasta contains 220 calories. What percent of a 2,000 calorie diet is contained in a serving of pasta? All right, so my part, whole, and percent. Well, my percent is unknown. I know that I have a 2,000 calorie diet, and I'm eating some pasta that is 220 calories. Okay, so I have my part over my whole, 200 over 2,000 is equal to x over 100. Okay, all right, I know by my tens trick I can delete a 0 on top and bottom and a 0 on top and bottom. As long as they're at the end, By deleting these two, it's the same thing as dividing by 10 for both of these. To get 2 over 20 is equal to x over 100. And look, 20 can go into 100 5 times. What I do on bottom, I have to do on top. Well, 2 times 5 is 10 to get me 10%. To get me 10%. Oh, scratch that. Hang on. Mr. Roberts did it wrong. Did anybody else catch Mr. Roberts' mistake? I did 200 instead of 220. All right. So 220 over 2,000 equals x over 100. I can still do my 10 strict on top and on bottom, but I can only delete 1 0 to give me 22 over 200. Well, look, I go from 200 to 100, and I'm going to divide by 2. What I do on bottom, I must do on top. There we go. Well, 22 divided by 2 is 11. It's 11%. All right. Let's see if I can get number 4 right. Carlos purchased an antique chair at a garage sale for $20. He later sold the chair for $27 to an antique dealer. What is the percent increase of the price of the chair? Okay, so I have my change and I have my original. This is a percent increase question, which means I want to find the difference over the original is equal to percent over 100. Okay, so the original chair cost me $20 and he later sold it for $7. So I increased it by how many dollars? So 27 minus 20, I increased it by $7. So to find the percent increase, it's going to be the difference. So 7 over the original 20 is equal to x over 100. I'm scaling up by 5. Scaling up by 5 to see that I have a 35% markup. And that's an increase. All right, number 5. Eva purchased a car for $20,000. 1 year later, the value of the car had dropped to $16,000. What is the percent decrease? So I need to find the change in the original. Well, the original is $20,000. Okay, the change is how much did I decrease over time? And 20,000 minus 16,000, I lost $4,000. Okay, so I need to do the difference of 4,000 over the original 20,000 is equal to x over 100. Now, my 10 straight is 0 at the top and bottom at the end. I can cancel them out, cancel those out, cancel those out. I'm left with 40 over 20 is equal to x over 100. And look, 20 can go into 100. We have found it already 5 times. So 4 times 5 is 20% decrease. 20% decrease. Oops. All right. Number 6. Alice bought a video game for $39, which is 65% of the original price. What is the original price? So it looks like I'm solving for the whole. So part, whole, percent. Well, my whole is unknown. My part is 39, and my percent is 65. All right, so I'm going to have, remember, part over whole equals percent over 100. So I'm going to have 39 over x is equal to 65 over 100. Okay. Well, I know that 65 can't really go to 39, so let's go ahead and reduce this. I can reduce both top and bottom by 5. Okay, so 100 divided by 5 is 20. Over, let's see what 65 divided by 5 is. Yes, I know I can't figure this out in my head. 13. So I'm down to 13. So 39 over x is equal to 13 over 20. And then let's see how many times 13 can go into 39. So I'm going to have 13, 26, add another 13, that's 39. Oh, look, it goes in there 1, 2, 3 times. So times 3 on top, times 3 on bottom. Well, 20 times 3 is 60. So the original price is $60. Okay, let's try another hole. Billy scored 9 points in the basketball game. This was 20% of the team's score. How many points did the team score? So party is equal to 9. Whole is what we're solving. Percent, that's equal to 20. So I have 9 over x is equal to 20 over 100. Okay. Now we can scale up and scale down. Let's actually try the cross product just to bring that back into play. So 9 times 100 is 900 is equal to x times 20, which is 20x. How to solve for x? I'm going to divide both sides by 20. To get x is going to equal 20 can go into 90, so 2, 4, 6, 8 can go in there 4 times. 1, 0, bring down the 0. Well, 20 can go into 100 5 times with nothing left over. So the team scored a total of 45 points. Now, could I have simplified this down? Yes, I could have simplified it by 20. 20 divided by 20 is 1. 100 divided by 20 is 5. And then 1 times 9 is 9. Then 5 times 9 is 45. You could have done it both ways. I just wanted to give you an example of each. All right, number 8. The equation C is equal to 0.55p shows the relationship between the clearance price of an item and the original price P. What percent is the clearance price of the original price? Okay, so what percent is it? Remember, our percent, it is our K value, so it wants to know what is K. Well, K is equal to 0.55, but I want to know the percentage of that, so I need to move my decimal 2 times to the right, which is 55%. Okay? So determine the clearance price on a picture frame that is originally sold for $13. So if I take a picture frame, this beautiful little picture frame with, my pretty little face here. All right? If I take this picture frame and it's $13, but it's on sale for 55% off, how much is the picture frame? Okay? So I want to know what is the clearance price on a picture frame that is 55% off of the original price of 13. So I'm going to have 13 times 0.55. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Placeholders, same thing. Add these up. 6 and 5 is 11. 6 and 1 is 7. Have 2 decimal places. So my picture frame should be $7.15. $7.15. Yes, 6 plus 1 is 7. Okay. All right, number 9. Hannah was shopping for a summer dress at a store near her home. On the rack where she found the dress she wanted, she saw 2 signs. The first one read clearance 15% off. The second one read $10 off instant savings. The original price of the dress is $65. Hannah lives in Oregon where there is no sales tax. Okay. How much will Hannah pay for the dress with a 15% discount is applied? Okay. So part, whole, percent. Well, I know my percent is 15. My total of the dress is 65. I want to know how much is coming off. So I'm finding my part. So let's go ahead and use the equation. Part is equal to percent times the whole. So part is equal to, 15% is 0.15 times 65. So 65 times 0.15. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 2 more is 32. Placeholder, 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 6 is 6. 5 plus 0 is 5. 5 plus 2 is 5, 6, 7 is 7. 6 plus 3 is 9. I have 2 decimal places to give me $9.75. Now, is this how much I paid for the dress? No. This is how much is coming off. It's discounted from that. So I need to subtract, so 65.00 minus 9.75. Okay, when adding and subtracting decimals, remember you have to line them up. Well, I can't do 0, so I have to borrow and carry. So 10 minus 5 is 5. 7, 8, 9. 9 minus 7 is 2. Decimal place. I can't do 4 minus 9, so I have to borrow and carry. 14 minus 9 is 5, and then bring down the 5. So with a 15% discount, you're going to pay $55.25. Okay. What if she got the $10 discount is applied? So this is with the 15% discount. What if she said, okay, I just want to go with a $10 discount? So all I need to do is take the original price of my dress of $65, take $10 off, and I'm going to see that it's going to be $55. So which offer would be better deal for Hannah to do, the 15% or the $10 discount? And in this case, there's a 25-cent difference, but 25 cents still makes a difference. So $10 discount is cheaper. $10 discount. All right. Number 10, determine the amount of sales income tax paid for each given income tax rate and income. All right, meaning I want to know how much in taxes am I going to pay on $45,000. So I am finding the part. All right, so part is equal to percent times the whole. Well, 7%, remember, I moved my decimal 2 times to the left, is really 0.07. So part is equal to 0.07 times my total of $45,000. So let's go ahead and do that now. 45,000 times 0.07. Well, 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 8 is 28. Nope, 7 times 4 is 28, sorry. Plus 3 more, 29, 30, 31 is 31. Done with the 7, placeholder, bring all of my zeros down. 0 times 0 is 0, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to add all these numbers up here. 0, 0, 0, 5, 1, 3. I have 2 place values. To get in taxes, I should pay $3,150. Okay. Determine the amount remaining after state income taxes paid for each given amount. So I need to find the part of my problem, and then I need to subtract it because I need to find how much is going to be remains, because I want to know how much in taxes am I going to pay, and then how much do I actually get to take home. So part is equal to percent times the whole. Part is equal to, well, 4% is 0.04. So 0.04 times the total of 35,000. So I'm going to have 35,000 times 0.04. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus 2 more is 14. Done. 0 times anything is 0. So I'm going to add all these up, 2, 3, 4, and I have 2 place values. So my part in taxes is $1,400. Okay, that's how much I have to pay in taxes. I want to know what is remaining after I pay the taxes, meaning I need to subtract my 2 numbers. So 35,000 minus 1,400. 0, 0. I need to borrow, carry. 10 minus 4 is 6. 4 minus 1 is 3. 3. What is remaining is 33,600. 33,600. All right. Number 12. Mr. Sanchi earns 12% commissions on sales he makes at the Roja Cosmetics. Complete the table by determining the amount of commissions he makes or he earns each week. All right, so here's my percent. Okay. My sales is my whole, and my part is my commissions. That's how much I'm earning. So I want to know what is 12% of each of these numbers, and then that is my takeaway that I take home. Okay? All right, so let's start with week 1. Okay, so remember, part is equal to percent times the whole. Well, 12% is equal to 0.12. So I'm going to have 1,500 times 0.12. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 more is 3. Placeholder, 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 1 is 1. Add all these numbers up together. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. I have 2 place values, which means my commissions for 1 week is $180. What about for week 2? It's 900 times 0.12. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 9 is 18. Done in placeholder. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 9 is 9. 0, 0, 8, 10. 2 placeholders. I'm making $108. And then week 3, it's 2,000 times my percent. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 2 is 4. Placeholder. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 2 is 2. Add all my numbers up. For 2, I have 2 place values. So I earn $240 in commissions. I earn $240 in commissions. All right. In Florida, the state sales tax is 6%. Write an equation that you can use to find the amount of sales tax, Y, for an item list price of X. Okay, so remember, our equation is equal to Y is equal to K times X, where my percent is equal to K as a decimal. Okay, so 6% as a decimal is 0.06, and that's all I need to plug in for my equation. So my sales tax is equal to 0.06 times X, times how much the item of my price is, or the price of my item. Okay, the price tag on an HD TV gives me the price of $560. There are no discounts available. Use your equation to determine the amount of sales tax. Okay, so my TV's costing me $560. My sales tax is this. So this is the price. I want to know how much in taxes. So I'm going to have Y is equal to 0.06 times 560. So 560 times 0.06. Well, 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 3 more is 33. Placeholder, 0 times anything is 0. Add my numbers up. I have 2 place values, so I'm going to have 2 place values here. To get my taxes, how much I'm paying in taxes is $33.60. What will the total cost of the TV with sales? So my TV is originally $560. I'm adding $33.60 in taxes. So my TV, 6, 7, 8, 9, is going to be roughly $593.60. All I need to do is just add the amount of taxes back to the original. All right. Determine the simple interest for each principal over the given amount of time and the total value of each investment. So I'm just finding simple interest. Remember, simple interest is equal to PRT, where you are multiplying this all out. So I is equal to P times R times T. Okay, so my principal is 2,000. My simple interest is 3%, which is 0.03 as a decimal, times the 10 years. So I is going to equal 2,000 times 0.03 times 10 years. Let's go ahead and multiply these two numbers first. So 2,000 times 0.03 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 2 is 6. Placeholder. 0 times anything is 0. I'm going to add all these numbers up here. 2 decimal places. So I get 60. And now I need to multiply that by 10 years. So 60 times 10. Well, 0 times anything is 0. 0. And then 6 times 1 is 6. And I'm going to get 600. So in interest, I earned $600. Okay. What is the total value of my account? Which means what is the in all? So I need to take my original investment of $2,000. I earned $600 in investments to give me a grand total of $2,600 in all. $2,600. All right, number 15, it's the same thing. I is equal to PRT. My principal is 4,000, so I is equal to 4,000. My rate, now remember to take it, you need to do 4.5, move your decimal 2 times to the left, it's 0, to have 0.045, and then multiply this by 5 years. So let's go ahead and multiply the first two numbers together. So I'm going to have 4,000 times 0.045. It's going to be a long number. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 4 is 20. Done. Placeholder. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 4 is 16. Now, I have two placeholders here, and then 0 times anything is 0. So I'm going to add all my numbers up here. 6 plus 2 is 8. 1 plus 0 is 1. I have 3 decimal places, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 to get me 180. And I'm doing this for 5 years, so 180 times 5. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 1 is 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. To give me my interest earned is $900. And now I want to know the total value in my account. So what do I have in all? So I'm going to take 4,000 and I'm going to add 900 to it to give me a grand total of $4,900. $4,900. All right. Number 16. A savings account was set up with an original deposit of $3,800. Okay. Earn 4% compound interest with the interest compounded at the end of each year. Which equation gives the total value of the account in X years? Okay, so remember, my compound equation looks like this. A is equal to P times 1 plus R to the T power. All we do in 7th grade is plug in the numbers for compound interest. So my P is my principal. So I know P is going to equal $3,800, $3,800. That's the original. My R is 4%, which is 0.04 as a decimal. And my T is the number of years. Well, I'm told that T is equal to X. So I need to know which equation is going to look similar to the one that I need to create. All right. So let's go ahead and plug these in. So A is equal to 3. Actually, let me do it up here. A is equal to 3,800 times 1 plus 0.04 to the X number of years. Okay. Now, I only have one 3,800. So take a look. I have 3,800 plus 3,800. Well, that's already out. Okay. I have a 1 plus 0.04. Now look, I have 1.04, 1.04, 0.04. All right. Now, am I adding these two or am I multiplying these two? Well, it looks like I'm multiplying, so D is out. So I'm now between B and C. I know that 1 plus 0.04, I can combine those two numbers, and I'm going to get 1.04. And the only possible answer choice that would be correct is this one right here. 1.04. All right, let's try it again. We're going to use this same formula here, except we're going to fill in what we know. So I'm going to change the 4% to 0.04. And let's fill in our compound interest. So A is equal to, well, my principal is 5,000 times 1 plus 0.04 to the 10 years. Go ahead and simplify this down. 1 plus 0.04 is 1.04 to the 10 years. And that's the most simplified form it can be. And that's it. All right, number 18. My percent is 5, which is 0.05. So A is going to equal 850 times 1 plus 0.05 to the 8 years. Let's go ahead and simplify this one. So A is equal to 850 times 1.05 to the 8 years. Okay, that is it on your Focus on Finance review. But I want to go ahead and add this in here as well because you guys will be tested on your net worth. So if you would please find your worksheet for net worth and budgets practice. And we'll go through that together very quickly. All right, so net worth statements, vocabulary. So complete each sentence using a vocabulary word from the lesson. So I have net worth, assets, and liability. So this word includes the value of all accounts, investments, and things that you own. Okay, that is called an asset. Okay, assets are good things to you. Your blank is a calculation of the value of everything that you own minus the amount of money that you owe. This is your net worth. And then blank are financial obligation or debts that you must repay. This is a liability. Okay, that's a negative balance to you. So let's create a net worth statement, then determine each person's net worth. All right, so Joan, a business loan, this is a liability. 403, that's an asset. Vehicle loan, it's a liability. Certificate of deposit, that's an asset. Your home value is an asset, and investments, that's an asset. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and plug this in here. So business loan, I'm going to abbreviate, is worth $200,000. My 403B, that's worth $65,780. My vehicle loan, that is $65,900. My certificate of deposit, that is worth $30,000. My home is worth $230,000. And my investments, that's worth $35,000. Okay. All right. Now, in order to calculate the net worth of a person, I need to add up all of my assets, all of my liabilities. Now, to find the net worth, it is your assets minus your liabilities. And that's how you find your net worth. All right, so let's add up my liabilities here. So 200,000 plus 65,900, 9562 to get 265,900. Let's add up our assets over here. So let's see, I'm going to start with the home because that's a large number. So 230, 65,780. 30,000, 35,000, 087, comma, 5 plus 5 is 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 2 plus 1 is 3. So I have 360,780. Now, to find the net worth, I need to subtract these two numbers. So 360,780 minus 265,900. 8 minus 0 is 8. I can't do 7 minus 9, so I need to borrow from all the way over here and carry. 17 minus 9 is 8, comma. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 minus 5 is 4. I cannot do 5 minus 6, so I need to borrow and carry. 15 minus 6, well, let's see, 6 to 10 is 4 plus 5 more is 9. So my net worth should be $94,880. $94,880. All right. And then one more, very last one, personal budgets. So the circle graph represents how the Molino family spent and saved its $98,000 in earnings this year. Use the graph to answer the remaining questions. Which category did the Molino family spend most on? So out of these sections right here, which one is spent the most? And it looks like home is the one that is spent the most on. Which category is spent the least on? So out of all of these right here, which one do we think sees the spend about the least? And for me, I would say food. Okay, probably between food and entertainment. What percent does the Molino family spend on their vehicles and their food consumption? So vehicle and food consumption. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, let's see if I can find a little pin here. I'm going to split my circle in half. I know that one full circle is 100%. So if I were to break my circle in half right here, each side is worth 50%. Okay? If I were to cut my circle in half one more time, I know that each quarter is worth 25% of the total. And I'm asked, how much or what percent did I spend on vehicles and food? So vehicles and food together, they fit inside of that 25% wedge. So together is 25%. Okay. And then the last question it's asking, how much money did the Molino family spend on their vehicles and food this past year? Okay. So I know my total was $98,000 from the beginning. I know my percent to be 25%. I want to know my part. How much did I spend? So part is equal to percent times the whole. Remember, percent is as a decimal, so 0.25. So part is equal to 0.25 times $98,000. And let's go ahead and multiply this over here. $98,000 times 0.25. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 9 is 45. 46, 47, 48, 49. Placeholder. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 9 is 18, plus 1 more is 19. Add all these up. 0, 0. 9 plus 6 is 15. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 4 more is 14. 1 plus 1 is 2. I have 2 place values, 1, 2. So in all of my $98,000, I spent $24,500 on food and vehicles. On food and vehicles. If you guys have any questions, please let